the third presenter is Hayashi Yusuke-san, who's a director of the cruise promotion department from the Ports and Harbours Bureau of Japan. So he's joining us through online, and he's a really busy person. Thank you for your presence.
事務局の皆さんにはとても感謝しています。また本当はプサン。
So thank you very much for having me here, and I'm really sorry that I can't be with you in person, but I'll make sure to go there in person next time. So I'll start my presentation. I am sharing my file.
share できてますでしょうか。
So do you see the file? Do you see the slide? Okay. So I really enjoyed the two presentations before me. The tasks in cruise industry are mostly similar or the same in Japan and in Korea. And that was a good reference for my presentation. So I'm going to share with you the recent situation in Japan. And I really hope that my presentation will give you something to think about. So this is the recent situation of cruise industry in Japan. From 2020 to 2022 was the COVID era. And you can see the whole industry pretty much stopped. And in 2023, it started again. And you see the number of crew passengers visiting Japan is 356,000. So you can see it's slowly recovering. And the number of port calls to Japan is also recovering, as you can see from the graph. And until 2019, the ship class was mostly casual class and premium class. But if you look at the situation in 2023, there are some expedition and luxury ships are also making calls, port calls. And you can also see some changes in trend in cruise ships. So the passengers of the premium and luxury and expedition vessels, they come to Japan by flight, and then they go out through the port, and the number is increasing. And this year, the China cruise product, the ships from Chinese ports will also increase, and we're expecting higher numbers of port calls. And next is the initiatives for the cruise promotion of Japanese government. So they established the Japanese government's, they established a basic plan for tourism nation. And they set a lot of sub-targets. And the first target is number of passengers. So by 2025, they are targeting to recover to pre-COVID age, which was 2.5 million cruise passengers. And I mentioned 356,000 in 2023. So we're not seeing many Chinese passengers, but we see some increases in charter, cruise charter. So this number will definitely increase. That is our expectation. And the second initiative is the port of calls. And we are also targeting over 2,000 calls by 2025. And of course, we're seeing some level of 60% recovery as compared to pre-COVID age. And the third initiative is the foreign cruise ships call. So we're targeting 100 by 2025. And in 2023, we saw 92, and we are expecting this number will increase. And to meet these targets, we are doing some activities. And one of such activity is promotion of inbound travel. So we are cooperating with the local governments and the cruise ship companies to hold various events and fairs. And we're also thinking of participating in international exhibitions.
に地元のエクスパート
To do that, we have to work with the local professionals so that we can develop the experiential program. So we are actually working in that direction already, and we work with the cruise operators and the local government, and among cooperation, among these stakeholders, they work together so that they can develop a new program. And we have to expand the consumption in different cities. So the ship operators and the local government work together again to stimulate consumption. And we can invite foreign cruise ships, and we can host events using local food ingredients. And we can provide souvenirs which could be also consumed on board. And the fourth point is the institutional aspect. And around the world, we have to build a cruise hub for cruise ships around the world. The cruise operators should be incentivized to invest in a facility for passengers, and they should be able to recover their investment, and it could be reinvested in renovating the facility once again. And we designated 10 ports for public-private partnership. And last year, it was Yashiro Port in Kumamoto, and the facility was renovated thanks to the partnership. And this year, the target is Sasebo Port. By doing so, we are looking at public-private partnership in both hardware and software of the industry. And as a result, last year, we had 20 ports of calls which were visited by foreign cruise ships, and the ports in red font were first visited by foreign cruise ships last year. And before the pandemic, those ports didn't host any cruise ship. For example, there is a small port in Setonai, and it is not well known to foreign cruise ships. However, we promoted those smaller ports actively, and we got this great achievement. And these are the pictures of the ports, which were first visited by foreign cruise ships. On the right side, you can see the region of Totori. On the left side, this is the sand dunes, and people could walk around the sand dunes. And you can enjoy cycling in Shimanai, and we also have a Mitarai. You can walk around the 400-old city. It is a very attractive tourist attraction. And it was well received by the foreign tourists. And I believe that this charm of different cities could help us attract more foreign visitors. And as such, high-quality tourist attraction will unlock potential of the business further. That is why we have to work towards more active promotion by working with different stakeholders. And I talked about how to attract foreign tourists to Japan. And as I just said, the expansion of the Japanese source market is another challenge ahead of us. Still, Japanese people have this perception on the cruise, which is only for the senior citizens or rich people. So people think that it is exclusive for a limited age group or income group. However, by hosting cruise seminars and symposiums, we can change the perception, and we can invite people to have a look at the cruise facility so that more and more people could enjoy the cruise tourism. And we have a Japanit, which is a telecommunication company, and they chartered cruise ship called Bellissima, and their program is very popular. And now there is an increasing popularity of the cruise thanks to their work in Japan in general. And it will be a great cornerstone to expand the source market of Japan. So I talked about Japan up to now, but I want to talk about the promotion of the cruise business in Asia region. But we need cooperation within the region for sure. As the moderator stated, the demand for cruise program will go up. I believe that there will be more than 30% increase in the next 5 years. And the competition will be fiercer in our market. And by region, we have the different market share of passengers. It is displayed on the screen. And Asia has a very low market share, which is slightly over 4.5%. We have Korea, Japan, and Taiwan in the Asian market. And we have a great tourist attractions, and we have a solid source market. That is why we have to work together so that we can expand the cruise market in the Asian region. That's why I would like to thank all of the participants. I believe that you can be our colleagues. Let's work together. This is the end of my presentation. Thank you very much.